whole band doing?
I'm good. I'm good. The whole band too. Now it's kind of rehearsal time for the tour that we have, European tour in November. In November, yeah, we are in November in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's rehearsing, rehearsing, rehearsing.
Nice, awesome. How was the summer? I know it's very busy with festival season, but you guys performed at Vakken for the first time. How was that?
Yeah, that was really amazing. We had amazing festivals this summer, like in Korea. We had a festival that was amazing, and Wacken was really the whole experience is so amazing. The festival itself is great, and there were so many people. It's really impressive. So it's definitely a highlight of the summer.
Nice, awesome. Uh, what are some other highlights besides obviously Vakken from your busy summer and festival season?
Um, yeah, this everything we have done so far was really during the summer and like around it with the production of the EP was really great. We had a really great time. Summer was really amazing. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know
Nice.
what there's so many things, that pops in my mind. I don't even know which one to grab.
Yeah. Um, so for the EP coming up, since you mentioned it, it's called Universal Tales, which is going to be including a couple of new songs, which is very exciting. What kind of can you walk me through the process of how you guys created this EP together? Was it based off of like, did Marco have songs from like a really long writing session, or has this been kind of building up and being created over time and now it's just ready to go now?
Yeah, so actually he had those ideas, they like really quite quickly actually, and he put them together. And we thought, okay, instead of maybe waiting for full length album, which takes quite some time, we're gonna give something to the fans. And the ideas that he had were quite different from each other. So we thought it was a good opportunity to kind of put them in an EP, because you can be a little bit more free with an EP. You don't have to have makes sense. It makes sense, but you don't have to respect like a concept or a full vision for an album. You can be a little bit like one song is this and one song is that. So yeah, it's where's the light gone down? Is it my phone?
Huh?
Do you see the light that when done? I think my phone is overheated, but that's fine. If
Oh no.
sorry.
Hopefully it
Um,
lasts.
yeah. So yeah, Marco had those ideas. He put them together quite quickly, and then we had an EP on our hands. So it was quite an easy process, and it was fun. We made quite some diverse songs. So yeah.
Nice. That's so exciting. So Universal, it's dedicated to a woman whose story has inspired many, and definitely for all those fighting for human rights. Can you share kind of what came about with this song? Can you share more about this song and how you guys feel towards it?
Yeah. So this is personally my favorite song, maybe ever, that Xandria made, because I really love that kind of choruses and the verses. I think it suits my voice better than ever. So yeah, but also the message. It's quite simple, right? But at the same time, very important. And it's Marco who wrote it, so he always deals with this topic and always thinking about it, and he's always watching YouTube videos of talks about those subjects. And so of course he has a lot to say, and he wants to express it in a song. So that was the good opportunity, because the chorus felt like something that, like an anthem, like something you can shout, and like an important message. So I think that was really the right song to put something like this, like let's fight for our rights. And then of course he had other ideas and inspiration and message, like precise little message and ideas about it.
Nice. I love that. Do you believe that, the cultural and artistic expressions like Universal can definitely help sort of like bridge the gaps between people in understanding these human rights issues?
Um, I don't think it's gonna be such a thinker. You know, you're not gonna. I know you when you listen to a song, you're not gonna think too much about the lyrics. Maybe in general, I have one or two artists where it's very different for me, but it's more in the pop field. Like Marina, she's one of my favorite artists ever from Marina and the Diamonds before the band. And when I listen to the lyrics, I really think about it. But it's yeah, you need the music to fit this kind of things. And metal is a little less giving the space for really reflecting on the lyrics. But when you hear when you hear something, you still feel touch about it, and it can remind the people. Let's not forget about this. Let's not forget about this issue. Let's not forget about this issue, and we can unite around this. And like uh, collectively, yeah, think about this just even with a positive outlook and be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's not fall into the extreme side and what they think, because sometimes on the internet it gets all just a little bit confusing. So sometimes it's a good reminder, let's say.
Yeah, definitely it is. I did want to talk about another song, 200 Years,
Hmm.
where you definitely get now into that folk metal territory. Can you kind of just tell us about the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so Marco always loves the Celtic music, the vibe, the history. So he really there has been Celtic instruments in Xandria before, but this time we kind of pushed it to the max. Um, he went to Scotland, so he was really inspired by the history and the culture and the music there. And then he made a story about a series that also is about this topic, which is called Outlander. So everything came together into this very folky Celtic, uplifting, song.
Are you a fan of the Outlander,
I
sorry,
not
series and books?
really, not really. I can't really. I mean, it's nice. I watched a few episodes just to see what it was about, but I don't know. It doesn't hook me somehow.
Yeah, same with me. I don't know. I kind of couldn't get into it.
Same.
Are there any like series or books that you are kind of watching or reading that you have gotten hooked into and kind of helps inspire you creatively?
Yeah. Series are a big source of inspiration for sure. I know that there was one that even Marco got the same feeling from it. It's called His Dark Material. I don't know, it's not as known as it should be, but it's so magical. It's like if Nightwish would be a series, kind of, Is that kind
Okay.
of if that kind of vibe. It's one of the best series I've ever seen, and it definitely inspired us on the album before, the one that's still awaiting, both of us, for everything, even the artwork. We really wanted to kind of go into that direction. Um, yeah, it did not happen exactly like this, but you can't really artists. It's yeah, they have their freedom and their own personality. You can't really direct in one thing, but yeah, we were really inspired by the series and many other series for lyrics and topics. Handmaid's Tale for lyrics. There's the song "The Maiden and the Child" on the album before, which is about the series. So yeah, we are really influenced by series and even books. He's also Marco influenced a lot by books. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely the kind of person like when I'm watching a show or a movie, it's it's really the music that kind of helps drive the scene.
Yeah.
Um, so and even like for video games too, for me, like
Yeah, me too.
that's yeah, that I love because a lot of times I'll find myself like not even playing the video game anymore and just honestly just enjoying the scenery, but then also listening to the music and just being like, oh, I could just live in this world right now.
Me
And
too.
then and then like something bad happens or like villages would get burned or zombies come in. I'm just like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, yeah.
Um, so in your like in a perfect world, in the fantasy land, if you could kind of compose music for any television show or movie, past or even present, Do you have kind of one that would be amazing to work on?
Huh. Wow, there's so much. There's so many. Hmm.
It's kind of hard to narrow it down, I know.
Yeah, it's really hard. And the thing I'm thinking about, is the movies where I love the music. So I would not want to replace it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, yeah, it's
Just
something
add your
maybe,
little twinge to it, you
yeah,
know?
maybe something that I could say I would have loved to participate or even to just witness is the soundtrack of Interstellar, which is my favorite movie of all time. And the music, I mean, you can see everyone uses it in the reels on Instagram, and like it's that magical. So if I could have even just be a part of this, wow, this is, yeah, that movie always comes to my mind when we talk about music, movie music soundtrack.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Very much so. Um, I like that, and then, all the classic Star Wars stuff too.
Yeah,
But
yeah, of
you
course. I like
kind
the new ones too.
of
The new Star Wars are
yeah,
surprisingly good too. They continue to just, yeah, stay on top.
definitely. Working with Ally, I want to quickly ask about that. It definitely brought like unique dimensions to the track. How did that collaboration kind of come about? How did that start? And what was it like integrating that style into your music? Did you guys kind of find some conflicts, or was it just kind of it just went together way too well?
Yeah, we had her on the previous album also, playing on the ballad. So it made sense to have her again, on 200 years, and it's always working really well because she's very easy to work with and she has a good musical ear. So when you give her a part and you give her a little bit more freedom, for example, like, okay, here we don't have a vision, do something that you feel and it will turn out good. So we can rely on that, which is really important nowadays because it's a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time. So you need to work with people who can really hear and create something which will be good. You can't waste your time with having, okay, this is not really what the music requires. It's not really fitting our style. So she got it right away. So it's working really well.
Awesome, good. I love to hear that. So the music videos, I kind of want to dive into that a little bit.
Mhm.
You guys are known for just stunning visuals and definitely very unique concepts, which I personally love.
Thank you.
I'm the kind of person that I'll just put on YouTube, like on a TV while I'm doing stuff around the house, and then next thing I know, I'm just like sitting there staring at the music videos and not doing the chores that I need to do.
Me too.
Um, what's the process of kind of bringing those ideas to life? Is it kind of more on, the director who's doing the music video, or is it kind of everybody in the band kind of pitches ideas and just build it up together?
It's a good question, actually. I did not have so many of those questions, and I think it's something that people might want to know or would like to know, maybe. Like it's an insight. So, for most of the videos, let's say before the EP, before that, most of the videos, I was kind of in charge of the concept and ideas that I wanted to put in there. So I was like, total freedom. Let's go, let's do this, let's do that. I want to do this. I want to sit on a car in the, you know, any of my fantasies I could, get into. And if it works with the music and sometimes also be something a little bit crazy and different. So we definitely tried a little bit of everything. And then, of course, we talk with the director, and he gives more of a structure, more of a, if we want a story, we will ask, of course, okay, make kind of a story out of this. Do we need actors? Do we need this? Or like how to make it have sense from the beginning to the end? So they kind of build a story around my ideas and things like this. For the EP, I kind of stepped back because it was a lot. We did so many videos. It was a lot of effort, and it can be frustrating also, sometimes because I have crazy ideas. I have Hollywood ideas, right? Who wouldn't? and you can't have them. So it's a little bit hard sometimes to let go of things and be like, okay, we'll do it this way. So I kind of stepped back on the music videos for the EP slightly, thinking, okay, let's see what they will come out. Not from scratch, of course. Marco and I still gave the basic ideas and the style and what we wanted. A location, a green screen, the environment we wanted to be in, if it was green screen. So we still are on top of things, but we let a little bit more freedom come. And Marco took a little bit more over this time than me also. So yeah, that was interesting for me to kind of go on the set and be like, this is what we're gonna do, okay? I knew a bit before, but things were so yeah. This time for the three videos, I kind of stepped back a little bit. It's
Okay.
interesting.
Are they usually done like a lot in front of a green screen, or is it kind of usually good balance between green screen and on location shots?
Yeah, we do a good balance. We have not so many of the green screen actually. What we do is it's called projection. So in the Wonder Still Awaiting song and the No Time to Live Forever, we have green screen and projections, and we have projection in the Wonder Still Awaiting. So it's a little bit different than the green screen. I'm not such a huge fan of green screen. It's hard to make it look good without spending a million, So
Yeah,
but I
definitely.
think sometimes it does help. It does help because you can create a completely unreal environment. Something that is completely not existing and can make you stand out and look unique. So sometimes it's really good to have. So we definitely switch back from real and green screen here and there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm I'm also a film editor, so I know the
Ah,
struggles of green screen and
yeah, yeah,
trying to make it look good, and there's
yeah.
always like the backlight on the hair and
It's tough.
everything.
It's tough thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely. So one of the main things I definitely wanted to talk about, and I'm very excited for all of this, is the tours, obviously. So you're literally like right about to leave on this European tour.
Mhm.
Um, 2 weeks, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it? Is excited, nervous, a combination of like 18 different emotions at once?
No, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward because this is what I love to do, right? So the more I do it, the happier I am. When I don't do it, I'm starting to be like, okay, it's been 2 months, no tour, no shows. I'm like, ugh, I start to feel not so good. So it's always great to be back on the road. And yeah, it's a short one, but yeah, I'm excited to perform the new songs. Also, quite a challenge. They are quite hard, but it's very interesting. It really pushes me even further. So I'm looking forward. I'm preparing enough to be calm about it. Sometimes I'm a little bit, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna need extra energy on those shows. But yeah, it always works. You can always rely it's gonna work. So
Nice, good. How do you personally um kind of keep yourself, I guess, mentally healthy as well as, physically healthy? Because going on tours and stuff like that, especially when you're in the bus together, that's like the tour flu happens a lot. Um
uh,
yeah. So like what's your kind of regimen, I guess, to keep yourself healthy, but also keep your mental health going very well?
mm, um yeah, it's good question. I don't have so much struggle mentally. The only thing is that if we play a very, very long tour, I don't sleep so well on the bus. In Europe, it's okay. In the US, the roads are so terrible that I barely sleep. So it gets me. It gets me, but at the same time, I love it so much to be in the US, for example, that it kind of takes over. Then of course I get sick. That is a nightmare. And yeah, this is the worst part of this whole thing. It's being sick on tour because I just don't get, it's not just okay. No, it's full on COVID with, and I had to perform on each tour almost with COVID. And yeah, it's a nightmare. It leaves a trauma, to be honest, because you can give 30% to 40%, you feel dizzy, so you cannot move on stage. So you think like people are gonna be like, what is she doing here? She can't move, she can't sing, you know? It's traumatizing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I when I'm not sick is the best thing. It's the best thing,
Definitely.
and I really love the adventure, being in a different place each day. Um, yeah, in the bus you find your comfort. Yeah, it has been each time really great. Even when being sick, it's still, the rest of the time when I'm not sick, it's amazing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
definitely.
take care. Of course, I the cold, the weather, I take care. I hydrate a lot, water, tea. Yeah, I'm really careful about the things I'm doing, of course, and not to. I work out a lot at home, but I would not work out on tour because I try to save every little bit of energy. Because if you exhaust your body, you're more prone to catch what other people have, and you meet the fans. I have to be careful about this too, especially in the winter now. The meet and greet, and I really want to do it, but sometimes you have to say it's better not to, because if I start the tour from the beginning catching something, I'm screwed. It makes no sense, and the people won't enjoy neither my performance. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I'm very excited for is your North American tour. Definitely going to catch that show in Los
Nice,
Angeles.
nice.
Are you excited to return to the US? Like,
Yeah,
what are you looking most forward to?
it's honestly my favorite place to tour. I love the US. I feel at home. I love the people, the fans, the food. I know it's not something that people expect me to say as European, but there is a lot of bad food, but there is a lot of great food in the US. You can find everything. Just right across the street, you will find tons of things, and all the things I like, you can easily get there. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Some sightseeing always. We did that a lot. We are doing a little bit less because now we've been to most of the cities, but still, I just love going out, waking up, having breakfast somewhere, sit for 2 hours, going walk, we take an Uber. Even 40 minutes we go and we explore, and it's the best.
Nice. In your kind of personal opinion, without obviously picking favorites or, insulting any fan base, what's kind of the difference between doing doing like the European tour versus the North American tour? Is there a vast difference in like the energy? Obviously, the distance traveled, there's a big difference because, the US is huge. Um, but like energy wise, the like whole vibe of the tour, is there a big difference that you've noticed or not really?
Um, yeah, actually, there is a difference. Not a big difference, but there is a difference. I think the fans in the US are a little bit more open to to listening the other bands, because we never came as a headliner with me yet in the band. So it was always as a special guest or as an opener. But we made so many new fans, and people really encourage, that's the word, encourage us and really support us a lot more. For example, you hear that often, but yes, we sell a lot more merch in the US. People like to support the bands a little bit more. I don't know why, and what is the reason behind this. It's not about social status, I think, but yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, we do really like as a band. I think a lot of bands really like to go to the US for this, and also I find that the fans are very respectful. A little bit more than sometimes situation can happen in Europe, that you can feel a little bit, makes you feel a little bit strange. In the US, I never had it. They don't really, they don't really touch. They don't. I know it's a bit controversial topic, but hey, I'm honest. So yeah, sometimes in Europe you can have situations where you feel like, okay, this was not so comfortable. I never had this in the US. In the US, you can talk to anybody in the streets, and they will be kind and start a talk with you. So yeah, it's a whole vibe there.
Nice. Well, I love to hear that. And again, I'm very much looking forward to the North American tour. Definitely want to get myself over to like Europe and see bands over there and kind of feel the vibe and energy over there. But maybe one day.
But it's great too. Of course, in Europe they have metal. In some countries, it's really they are amazing audience. Really, Germany is great. Yeah, Paris. Go, you have to do Paris. It's really the audience is really great. You know, things like this. It's really in Europe. Poland is amazing. Romania, a lot of the countries is really great. So yeah, definitely. I was not saying that to say that the audience in Europe is you know, just to point out how the energy is a little bit different in Europe. As a headline, as a opener or special guest, sometimes you don't get as many new fans, you know, so it's a little bit harder work in Europe. But yeah, I get it. Why not? It's you know, matter of taste in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Before we go, I just want to say thank you so much again for taking the time
Mhm.
to sit down and talk with me. Is there anything you'd like to add or like to say to your fans before we sign off?
Thank you for your support always. The US fan, North America, even Canada are amazing. And yeah, we see you and we love coming back. We will always return. So yeah, thank you.